Hi, I am on the last part of converting the real-world app into StateAdapt from NgRx, and it actually doesn't look that difficult. It's the article list, it's the homepage. It's the homepage of the app, and let me get it running so you can see. Okay, I'm going to share now. Yeah, so it's going to be this article list, and I think it's just the article list that shows up everywhere. And they're just a bunch of different types. It's not here, it's going to be in state. So article list config, type all, filter, limit. That's favorited articles. Where does it keep track of that? Oh, down here. Here we go. Filters. Favorited by, apparently. So yeah, it's the same state, it's just in a bunch of different places. So, oh, this is interesting. I just thought of something that we can do extra with StateAdapt if we want to. Alright, so yeah, it's just the same piece of state in a bunch of different, so author, yeah. So there are different filters, and that's basically what we'll be doing, is figuring all that out. So it'll be a lot in this file. This is in the articles facade, and I already did a lot of work here. So this is the sources for just article stuff. This is the store for it. These are the selectors for it. So this is going to be a weird file. It's just going to be divided in two, apparently. So what I'm going to do is just the regular thing, and I'm going to start with an adapter. So article list adapter, and create adapter, and what is it? Now we look at the reducer to see what it's got stuff from. So it has a lot of state. I'm going to go ahead and just drop this all in here. Yeah, okay. So import article. That should be here in this library, in my opinion. Alright, we are ready to copy over these reactions, and it looks like a lot, but from what I can tell, there's some shared logic there. Yeah, from what I can tell, the integration with other stuff isn't that advanced. So it just seems like, yeah, if you look at the effects, not many at all. It's just favorite stuff, loading articles, setting list page, and setting list tag. So these things combine latest from, it's kind of, yeah, this should be a switch map. Yeah, look at this. We just know that once this is set, we need to load articles. So that's imperative, that's not reactive, that's bad. It's bad. This is, if it can react, see, look at this. Set list config. We should be reacting. I mean, we need that data anyway. So anyway, it's a pretty simple feature, actually. Okay, so let's the facade. Here's the adapter. Let's get started with the adapter then. Set list page. This is already a state change name, which means it was a bad name for an action, probably. Change list page. List page change. Probably would have named it, but it doesn't really matter. And then we're going to have a page here of any. No. Whatever it was. Well, we don't get to see that. So let's look at the reducer and see what it said. Number. Oh, this is easy. Okay. So we're setting the page number. So that's a type. So page number. Okay. Man, all this just for that? How come? This is a lot. Oh. Update list config. That's kind of wild. What else do we do? So here's set list config. Alright, we're only doing it once, so filters are going to be that. Is there a benefit? Offset. I missed it when it wasn't all. There we go. Okay. So if we set the page. Okay, this actually makes sense. This is necessary. This is dependent on it. So I'm going to keep that the way it is. Alright. Next, set list config. That's another good name. Config, where are we? Article list config is the type. List config. Great. Why? I mean, this is technically shorter, isn't it? Yeah, and you know what? That's such a simple one that I'm gonna make it a one-liner. Basically, you can read the name and know what it is. Extremely simple. Okay, now load articles. This one is going to, okay, I decided on this name last time. Wait for articles. I like that state change name. I don't know if other people will, but, and what's the deal with this? This should be just state. What? Wait. So articles. It's an object, huh? Okay. State.articles. Loading true. Right, yep. One more? Yeah, okay. Nope. Oh no, it's just still pissed at everything. I'm gonna comment just because there's only two more. Okay, this is okay. Load article success. So receive articles, state, action to articles. And what type is it? Article success. Payload. Oh, there's articles and articles count. All right. That needs its own type, doesn't it? Yes, it does. So it's going to be articles and articles count, right? Yep. And that will be how do they type it over in actions? They don't really. Okay. I don't want to inline it. There's a lot of update happening. I will inline it. What's the issue with this? Oh, on. Oh, I'm what? No, okay. I was looking at the wrong line. Okay, this is actually fine. Okay. Oh, another thing like this. Okay. This is fine though. Just okay. State articles. This stuff. And no action. Action dot. All right. I think that. Let's see, how big is that? That's 9 exclusive, so it's the same, which is fine. Okay. Ooh, okay, that just worked out. Okay, now, what was the name I came up for this last time? Well, what is it exactly doing? Loading false, loaded true. Until I come up with, I'll just use their name, I guess. What is this? That's nothing. I don't need that. And this is just gonna be the same thing. Oops. So that is 9 as well. And still 9, but I don't know what the problem is with just doing this. I think it's simpler. And this is okay, inlining that. It's kind of annoying, but it's alright. Could make a... No, there's not really a way to make this better. Okay, and now we're going to enable this feature finally. We're going to do... Oh, this is going to be called... Oh, shoot. Set article. Right? We get a new article. I mean, this action doesn't exist anymore, so... Or maybe it does somewhere. No, it doesn't. I delete that file. Looks like it's setting an article. It's replacing one. So, entities. Huh. Oh, so it's actually updating the article. Interesting. Okay, alright, I'm just going to call it update article. And it's going to be state article. No. State.articles map. It's so weird that they're doing this. Entities. Oh, whoa. Object.assign. What is this? Oh, shoot. This isn't. Okay. Does this change anything that I've done? No, it's an object. I remember. I got that. So entities. That's the articles. Yeah. So I'm fine. Okay, loading. Okay, yeah, this makes sense. You should have just used NgRx entity, but you needed this extra state, but you can extend NgRx entity, but that's okay. Let's just, yeah, I mean this, it really is what I thought. It's fine to do it this way. Entities, state.articles.entities. And here we're doing, so article index, how, slug. This is like the hardest way you could do this, but that's okay. Yeah, we're just gonna map it. Or call it slug. Nope, we need the whole thing. Slug, if it's not the same, then be at peace. Just be how you are. Okay, it's done. Right? Find index where they're the same and then slice around and then add this in the middle and then yeah, that's fine. Okay, so that wasn't necessary. Now I can get to this re-enabling thing. Unfavored success. This is just replace article. Oh, haha. That's why. So it does this exact same thing. Oh, then update article. It's the same exact. Let's look at this at the reducer. It's the same state change, right? How did they do this? Where did they replace? Oh. That's failure. That was that. This is this. Okay. Alright. It's weird that I forgot that. That's okay. Okay, this, how did I do compared to the list reducer? It's 111, it's 97. It's okay. Not amazing. It's good. It's good. I think it looks better, personally, but it's all code, and code is kinda illegible anyway. Unreadable. Okay, so the adapter's done. Now, sources, right? Okay. It's gonna be a new source, and it's gonna be a list config. Nope. List page change. Yeah. Okay. So it's gonna be a number, and it's gonna be called. All this will be in the article list feature. And okay. I'm excited for this. Okay, we're gonna call this same thing. The adapter list adapter initial state. Did I get it from the right one? No, I did not. Now, did I give it from the right one? Nope. Got this one. Okay. Oh. Now I need to plug in some sources. So change, let's see, set list page. List page change. Simple. Okay, and then what's next? Where are the actions? Set list config. Oh, this one might change because like I saw this somewhere, and just stop it. Just get out of here. I'm just gonna delete the reducer. That will help. Anything? Anything? Good. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna look for that. Check this out. I saw this a long time ago. Look at this. Why is, I mean, this should be an action. Set list or list change. List change. List tag change. And look at that. This should be in the reducer. This is state change logic that is in a component. Let's see what this is about. Same here. Another route resolver. Wait. Favorited and author. Okay, those are. For now, it's gonna go here, and I'll handle that later, but the goal is to not have it be imperative, and something called set is kind of imperative. These are events, not commands. Okay. Set list config. These are commands. These are the state changes, and the reason is because this is an event. It can be put into multiple stores. This is a command. It's a specific change that it's causing. All right. What's the next action? Whatever. Actions. Load articles. Okay, all right, cool. We're at the real part. Okay. What does it depend on? So it will list page, and that's part of list config, isn't it? Let's see. Adapter. List config. Page. Yep, it's part of the page. So these are redundant, actually. Well, at least this is. Okay, so this is what matters. So we want the list config. This is easy. Oh, good. Okay, so what we're doing is we're creating a source, but we need state. So we get to spy. We get to do the spy thing. So here's list config. And there it is. That's state. I'm going to call it spy to differentiate it, but it's going to admit the same things at the same time, so whatever. Spy, and we're going to do these. And, oh, we need selectors. Well, it's just going to be the same things as here, right? So let's copy those over to our adapter. Selectors. If anyone knows a way to go from single row edit to multi-row edit without touching the mouse, I would like to know. What's going on here? Oops. No. Nope. Okay. I have been defeated by my stupidity. Alright. It's loading. This will be articles. Right? Or what? Oh. Could have just been .count. What? Okay. Selector. Is this not? Oh yes, there are special selectors here. Is loading. Articles count. Okay. All right. Here we go. Here's some actual logic here. So we got articles count and config, and we're going to do this with it. Articles count and config. Where does that come from? List config. It's a base thing. Okay. What are we doing here? Select total pages. So total pages. That's what we're looking for here. Okay. Looks good to me. Array from... Okay, this looks terrible. I don't care. It's how it was done. I'm not going to spend time rewriting this. Oh, so this is one. Why isn't this just... Why isn't that just that? Oh. Array.from. What is this method? Oh, you can give a second parameter to it so you don't have to map it? Does this have 2 arguments or 1? Is this just 1? So math seal, so okay, so it's a limit or 1. Good use of that. We're going to divide total count by total pages. Oh, I see. So we're calculating. Okay, so we need to divide. Oh, wait, math.seal. Oh, right, because the last page will have the remainder. Okay. And then we're mapping. That is... So this is one single array. And it's just an array. All right, I'm putting this in DevTools. I'm just going to see what it creates. That's not what I want. Let's say there are 111. It's late at night. What is limit? Oh, that's per page. Let's say, wait, can you put 0 per page? Let's say 8. Let's do an easy one, 10. So that should be 12 pages, right? So what does it create? Oh. How did I not know about this syntax? This is amazing. Okay, so this is the number, and it fills it with zeros. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, okay, so array.from. This is amazing. How did I not know about this? Let's do 10. And we'll do 2 because we're different. Wow. That makes me happy. Because I would have done array 10.fill 0.map. That's how I would have done it before. Oops. It's the exact same, but you know what? This one's easier to read. Unfortunately, that's way easier to read. It's an array of 10. This is like stupid, but I don't think I can get rid of that. Yeah, empty times 10. Yeah, I like this. I like this better, I guess. Total pages. That should just be pages, not total. Or page numbers. Or all pages. But I'm going to keep it the same name. Yeah, total pages sounds like a total. Okay, did I get all the selectors? Yes, I did. So what are we doing now? List config. Sweet. Okay, there it is. Now, in the effect, we just concat map with Load articles. No, that is just implied. If we're subscribing, it's implied. So I'm going to do switch map. Nothing else makes sense. Okay. All right. So yeah. Switch map. And it's going to just be this. Oh man, that is so nice. Look at that. What's going on here? Oh. It's exactly what it wanted. So, okay. I'm going to separate those. And then getHttpSources. Article list. This is just the article list, so that's fine. Request. And then dot all of it. And okay, that was nice. Now, what are those state changes we need? Article list adapter. So we need, so wait for articles, load, okay. Receive and load. Failure. Handle. We're not setting the error. Await articles. That's even better. Await. It's a synonym. People might confuse it for the keyword. I don't think so. Okay. What is going on? Oh yeah, as observable of an action of any, because that just really grinds my gears. Receive articles. Now it's this, but success. Type is good. Now the one that I need to decide how to name. React to failure. Change because of load failure. Load sounds like it's a part of this. I'm just going to call it articles failure, okay? Or error. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call it, articles error. I love this. Okay, last thing we need is the 2. Oh, I deleted the reducer, but we now need 2 special sources because for the regular articles, I'm in the wrong file. For the regular articles, is it both? Hang on. Oh, just favorite and unfavorite, huh? Yeah. So we had these already. We had these, and the reason I'm not using them twice. Why aren't I using them twice? See, this says that it's from article, so you're on the article page. It's really tempting to use it for both. It's not really confusing either. It's already here. I can change my mind later. Let's see, update article. So theoretically, if you were on both pages at the same time, and you had both visible, both the article detail and the article list, which wouldn't be insane. I have a widescreen. What if they did like list detail view? Then you could. Huh, that's interesting. Why don't blog sites ever do list detail? Maybe they do. But anyway, it's like email. Anyway, so maybe it's ugly? I don't know. So if you had both and then you clicked favorite on one of them, the thing is, wait a second. Update article. And the payload is article. Yeah, right. So the detail is on one side, and if that's not in the list, it'll do a dot map over articles and never find the one. And who cares that it re-renders? I don't care. It's not super high performant. With the dot map, it's going to generate a new array, but it doesn't need to be super high performant. But if the same article happens to be in the list as in the detail, then it'll show both as updated. But only one action will show in Redux DevTools. That's because only one event happened. All the state changes will get piled onto that same event, that same action log in Redux DevTools, and that's the way to do it. That will be efficient. So just gonna read these now. I don't really know a drawback of having the same source for both. I decided last time I was going to make them different, but now that I'm here, it's so easy to just use the same one. And if you're in a list and you click it, I don't think it's going to be that confusing. So, all right. And it's magically working. Okay, now selectors are dead. Goodbye. Effects are, yeah, this is the same thing. Oh. Articles, actions, favorite, failure, unfavorite, failure. articles actions. So what was that doing? We were never handling. Yeah, it's just, we're using the same sources, so I don't even have to worry about what's going on there. Okay, so notice how both of these will create new list config objects. So if we chain off of that state, which we did, it will automatically switch map and refetch our. Oh, what is the deal with this? Why isn't it just results? And where are we mapping? Oh, it's to an action. That's so confusing. Why? This is the exact thing that you're creating. Articles count and articles. It's probably changed at some point. Anyway, so I'm going to delete this now. And this, I bet, is expecting true to be truthy. Yep. Okay, and these are gone too. So after all of that, we just have the article adapters and the facade, which could just be called store. And if we want, we could also have a facade that just filters out things, and that would be fine. I would honestly just put this next to the article components. Okay. Let's look at errors now. Routes. Oh yeah, this will be easy. I don't need this. Let's see. What was it? Profile routes? Yeah, we don't care about these apparently anymore. Oh good, NgRx is disappearing now. Completely, the rest of the way. Oh good, this isn't the same thing that was in the other feature. Alright. What's next? Good. Profile favorites resolver service. This is update filters. So this would be doing minimal. What's the deal with this? Do I need this? Yeah, I wouldn't if I was just passing this through. How is this gotten rid of? It's set. When is it unset? Because wouldn't it set those, then you click on the other list, then it just keeps both of them? For now, I'm not going to ask questions. I am going to go back over to this area and export the adapter. All right. Just to make this happy for now, but I'm going to come back to this probably. I don't know. After all that pain in the last video, I may not come back to this. It kind of depends on how I'm feeling. Here's another one. Okay, that should be happy. Oh yeah, these are the ones that are basically identical. Whoops. Yeah, and it just depends on what route you're going to. That feels like it should be declarative too. Like the last one, pay attention to the route, but you can't. So what it should be is, yeah, there should be a simple source, and that'd be declarative, as declarative as I can get this. Unless the user or the service could access the route that I know why it's difficult for Angular to do that. Impossible, I mean, because they want to have like a fractal router where it doesn't matter where you are. You don't just get global access to all route parameters, because then that creates dependencies and then it's less flexible. If you explicitly hand things off like this, you don't run into sudden breaks, unexpected breaks. So I don't know, I'll think about that. Okay, so home routes. Home routes. Oh man, this is gonna be sweet. Ha 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 ha. All right. That's nice. Okay. What's next? Articles facade. Home component. Okay, we're at the components finally. See, and then this requires a callback because you can't do all this in the template. I could merge. This should just be a different source. Let's change. Yeah, I will make that right now. It seems pretty easy to do. No, way down here. Okay, see, we got list page change. Why not list change? Oh, gosh. Oops. There we go. Yeah. This is off. This is that same thing with the forms. There are many different article lists. So what we could do is duplicate this and this and this. Have two stores, but all of that logic stays the same. All of this logic stays the same. And if we want, we could have two lists on the screen at the same time. That's one of the top 3 reasons I made StateAdapt, was to be able to do stuff like that if necessary. And it is easy. So it can be changed later. I'm just gonna keep it simple and stupid and just say, if you're looking at an article list, that's the article list, and it just has many appearances. Anyway, all right, so that's list change. So how does it? Let's look at how that affects. Let's look at the old reducer. Here it is. So we take list config and we type. So type, it's just a string apparently. So let's go to the adapter, set list config. It's probably not worth it to create an adapter above this because it's only going to be a couple. We'll see. Like, it'll be good to do it this way first anyway. Just to have something for comparison if I do change it. Type. What's up here? Why? What's going on? Oh, string is outside of list type. Okay. Then we'll go down here and tell me that this can't be put into it. So I think a bug just fell somewhere. Probably just a moth or something. Okay. Let's change. And see? It's not the list type, so we'll have list type here. Okay. Now, I mean, wasn't that easier to have it right here with all the other state changes? Now we won't just have, oh, list config change. We'll have list type change, and that is more specific. Type equals all. How would I support default? I guess just what? Oh, it's a type. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is optional now. This type or undefined. And that is still happy. If it weren't for this, if it weren't for this, then it'd be upset. But there's a default value, so we're good. All right, so that's default. Cool. Okay, we're ready to use that. So where's the facade? Is it public already? I think it's public. Nope, nope. Articles facade. Should I make it public? Yeah, I'll change it up. I'll just do oh, list change. Right, okay. I'll just name it the same. Okay, and then in the template, set list to what are we even using it for? The default. It's actually kind of weird that we need a default, but I don't care. All right, so that's done. Great, great, great. Let's change. You know, I wouldn't mind a convention where you put double $ for sources. I did see that recently somewhere, and it was just fine. Get articles. Here's something we do not need. Oh, it's authenticated. Auth facade. come back to it. List tag change. Alright. Same deal as last time. Take this. Set list tag. What is it gonna be? State dot list config dot tag. Wow, okay. Set list config with the filters, and then yeah, that's pretty deep. But what type is it? String. Alright. Easy. Oh gosh. What? Did it just import something? Why? What is going on here? What's going on here? Oh, okay, this is the next line. Okay. And then we get tag. Right. Okay, alright. That works for me, I guess. Set list tag. And then it'll be list tag change. Okay, what just happened? I don't really know what just happened, but so this, okay, cool, that's fine. Home component. That's what I need. I'm thinking something way down the road. A joined spy store. Oh, you know what? That does work. Yeah. Yeah, nobody cares. I don't think I can. I think I can join stores. If one is detached and the other isn't, so either way. Thinking about handling this, of course, is the interesting thing here. Okay, so this is now going to be this. And let's go to the component K tag. Where else are we going to have tags? Filters.tag. I feel like this should be a selector, but I'm gonna leave it because whatever. That's the reason I leave a lot of stuff the way it is because whatever. Yeah, this is unnecessary. Okay, so here we have state from the auth facade. Depending on if you're logged in, we're going to see, we're just about done with all of this. Let's get rid of this article service. Yeah, let's just get rid of this. There. Alright, and now we're happy. Did I affect things? Not really. Okay, just home component stuff now, right? Well, let's look at article list component. Let's see what we have here. Oh, all this stuff. Navigate to article, that'll stay the same. This will be list page change. I want to leave the complicated thing to the very end, so I'm doing this real quick. We'll do favorite. Oops. Okay, so this will be, and those are all strings, of course. Okay. Man, this is great. Now go to the component and not already good. That's it. Page. Current page total. This is all pages. Okay. And yep, down to the very end. And it's the interesting one. This one you'll see a preview of the next video. I think I will go back and change the settings and was it article list? I was just there. Nope. Some other component. Articles. Because what we have is we have initial state that's dependent on initial state is dependent on state from another store. So how do we handle this? Well, there are ways to think about this. This is a general situation. I will turn on the main webcam so you can see my hands. So this isn't uncommon where you have two pieces of state and one is sort of secondary to the other. They both change independently, but the first one, whenever it changes the second one. So there are ways to handle this. The one obvious way is when the first one changes, have the second one listen to that action and make the change as well. The other way is when that's not possible, another way is to not actually change the second one, but use a selector or RxJS to override the second one. So if the first one emits, if it's initial state, how you can do it is you can, I'm not explaining this very well. I'm like really tired. Right, so the second one is not going to be changed. It's going to be the default state, and you can have a selector that selects from both of them and says, okay, if this is the default one, then we're going to go with this one. As soon as this one gets updated, it stops. It stops receiving the first one. So that is the way I could have done the article form. Yeah, edit article. That was the one that, the weird like asynchronous store registration, like the observable of the store. That could have been a situation like this where I don't handle it in the state, in the selectors I handle it, because the form, it would get the initial state from the other store, and then you would work with that. As soon as it updates, it would send that updated one up to the form store, and after that it would not pay attention. Or you could have it pay attention. And this we could, like, it really doesn't matter if logged in changes. So let's look again. Let's look back at the screen. If this changes, why wouldn't this change? Right? So it's kind of based on a merge situation, where you're filtering out the default response from the secondary state. So it makes sense. You need to be able to control whether your feed is, or the list is the feed or all. The user can click between them. But what we're trying to do here is, if they're logged in, send them to the feed automatically. And I've been complaining about this janky UI where it will take you to all, and then it'll say, okay, we're logged in, so now we're going to go to the feed. And after it's already at the feed, it'll load the articles for like a split second and show them, because it's not using switch map. So I already solved that problem. But it's kind of annoying that once it gets that you're authenticated, it switches. It's a janky UI in multiple ways. So yeah, so I need to decide how to handle this. List page change? Nope. It is just list. Well, list config change. This is like a filter thing. So I think I don't need to worry about anything except this default, this initial logic. So I'm just gonna actually take this and get rid of this and see if I can make this happen in a reactive way. All right. Good. Let's try it. Okay, list change. Initial state. List config. Here is where it is. This is the config that would switch, that would handle the that logic that I was talking about. So if we're logged in, we would want to switch map. And we would want to we have a list type. We're going to call it default. All right. This, I feel pretty good about this. All right, so list config. Let's go up here, and list type will now include default. And initial state will be default. We're going to reset to that. If they favorite something, it will come back, won't it? Well, that's how it was anyway. Like, it was going to reset them back to all. So if we really want to, no. If we favorite something, it updates the article. Okay, it doesn't. So what causes it to go back to initial state? Nothing here. Good. All right. So that, like, this is nice. I am excited about this. This is really going to work. Okay, so now we have auth facade. We need it. Okay. Okay. So let's just do this. Switch map. No. Wait. If it changes, I don't want to. Well, if it changes, something weird happened. And I don't care if the articles refresh. I was just thinking of doing it the other way and doing like a with latest from. But should I just do a combine latest? Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. It doesn't really matter which one. Both can trigger it. Then I should do a distinct until changed on the result. Okay, so here's how it's gonna go. With latest from the spy thing. Okay, with latest from that. Okay, and then let's just preemptively do this so it's easy to read. Gosh. And then we'll do a map. And then we'll do a distinct until changed. This, no, combine latest. That's what I was gonna do. This is a selector. Like, this is just a select. Like, if you're doing distinct until changed, there's a good chance you want to do a selector. This is fine, but oh, okay, config. Okay, so we've got logged in and config. And we're going to take config dot type equals default. Then we'll do config with type as nested ternary logged in, feed not then all. Okay. Okay. I will simplify this and do this first. And visually, when you're recognizing, if it's not default, pass in the latest config. If not, do that. Okay, and this will be config. It'll end up right there. What? Right? What is going on? Extra? 1, 2, yes, extra. No, no, yes, yes, extra. Okay. Why? What's missing with this? A string is not assignable. Come on. As list type. How crazy is that? Combine latest, what happened to that? But can we join stores here? Could we? Because we've got the auth facade, so join selectors. How do we join selectors? I haven't done this in a while. We want to create a new config, so equals join selectors. Okay, what goes first? Selector input 1. Oh, right. Okay. So this is going to be auth facade dot store. And it's going to be logged in. Okay. And then I really hope this works. Where did I didn't click? Let's try this. This dot config spy, and we're gonna do. I think it might work. And then we're going to select them right here. I hope this works. And that is not that. That is that. It worked. Okay, alright. That makes me happy. Oh man, that's awesome. Wait, what is going on here? Oh, right, that's required. Okay, alright, so let me explain this. I think you may have caught on, but with StateAdapt, you have all these stores all over the place, and what if you have one source update 2 stores, and then those stores need to have their state combined later? If this is why NgRx created selectors to begin with, so if you want to understand this, you should go and read an article about that. Why NgRx the problem with using combined latest for selectors with observables, because on the first iteration, a lot of people, even me, or me too, especially me, I don't know what I'm saying. I did this too. I combined selector observables. What happens is if they get both updated synchronously by the same action, they will emit one at a time, and then the combined latest will get first a state from different. You get state from one and then the other, and there will be this intermediate calculation that's done with the combined latest where it'll just be like out of sync and kind of break, and it's inefficient to do it that way anyway, and you don't want to do like debounce time or anything like that. I thought about this for a long time. The only way is to have one function that grabs both at the same time and combines them. The other benefit of this is with selectors you don't need distinct until changed. That is already what happens here under the hood. You get create selector created for both of these, and yeah, so our config object, we can call this list config spy still, actually. List config spy. Yeah, sure. No. We'll call it list. Yeah. I mean, this is list config still, so I'll just call it that. Anyway, so yeah, so this is a store, and it's got selectors in it. So whether it's a detached store like a spy store or a regular store, you can plug it into join selectors, and what it'll do is it'll grab the selector that was created for this. It'll grab the selector that was created for this, and it creates this. It does create selector internally, and it creates the full selector from the very top of the global state object. So it's kind of crazy. Okay, what happened there? Oh, I renamed it, and it didn't like it. I mean, it was fine with it, but it's okay. This syntax is a little easy to read anyway. So there, I used join selectors, and this is what I was going to do with the other two components that I wasn't happy about. Yeah. Whenever you're transporting state from one place in the store to the other, think about doing it like this. Don't transport the state at all. Have a selector that knows the difference. Yeah, try that. Okay. All right. Oh no. And then none of it works. So, you see that? It was loading, nothing was selected. Let's look at what Redux DevTools is doing. Auth success. Type is default. So we loaded all these. And articles were nothing. What is this from? Where? Okay, article list component. List config. Current page. Oh. So actually, this list config. What? What is this? I'm going to pause this while I work on this. I figured it out. The error was not where it said it was. It was off by one, I think. One binding. So it didn't matter what line of code it was. It was the next one. But this is what it was talking about. And that's because articles, when I made this, it used to be selecting articles.entities. So the ng4 didn't work over the object because in reality, articles is an object and it's the entities that's an array. So I just changed that selector right here. Yeah, this one. Changed it to be selecting entities instead, and then everything magically worked. But that did make things work, and then I saw this. And while good, the switch map is great. We're not seeing the articles like there briefly and then jolt back. I don't like that switch, so what I'm going to do is put spy here and then put back list config here. Because when it's default list, it doesn't, it doesn't look good. It never updates to feed. That's the issue. That's what it loaded, which is nothing. If I wanted to make this work, I would go to the adapter, and when I receive the articles, I'd have to pass the config that was used. So I'm not going to go the extra mile. I will stop this nonsense and just, live life. Just relax about this. Let it be like this. Anyway, the switch map is nice. It's finally reactive, so that's cool. But let's double check that all these are working. That works. But that doesn't? Okay, article list component. HTML on favorite. Don't need to be favoriting that anymore. I wonder if anyone's watching my activity on this server. I thought I had some article. Let's go home. Let's favorite that one again. Go back here. Hey, that sucks. Oh, I can get rid of these debug things now. I think I can. Article list component. So all of it is. Okay, so this can be gone. Where's the home component? This also can be gone. In the resolvers, nobody's listening to the sources. And if we listened temporarily, then it would get shut down once the component got instantiated. So maybe I have to get rid of these resolvers too and put it in ng-on-init and ng-on-destroy again. So apparently I can't use resolvers with StateAdapt because, well, you can, but the timing of when the subscription happens is fuzzy, because with resolvers, at least with guards, you have to complete. Yes, I think with both you can, well, I don't remember resolvers, but with guards you have to complete the observable after emitting one or whatever. And so it would unsubscribe and they would tear down the store before loading the component, possibly. The thing is, resolvers aren't reactive. Everything I don't like isn't reactive. everything that causes me an inconvenience. That's because they are loading data on behalf of something else. So it's not the thing reacting. It's a form of like imperative wisdom of, oh, I know that this is needed. It's none of my business, but I know it, and I'm going to make it happen before the route loads. But none of that, but it's not tied to any specific feature. Resolvers, aren't they just basically container components, though, that aren't treated as that? I don't know. I'm trying to think of the general approach to this, because I want to see this work. I want to see this work before I stop, but I want to stop soon too. So I want this to work soon. So this thing. Activated route snapshot. Does the app component get that? Let's check that out. Let's check out if it gets a username, for example. And this is in the profile route. Yep. No, it's not going to get this. No. I want it to get this, though. Params. Subscribe. Console.log. What is going on? You want to do it like that here. Okay. Okay, I believe that must be this. It must be, but I need to confirm it. Yep. It's because it doesn't get lower level features or params. It's not part of that route hierarchy. So, how do I deal with the fact that because I want to do the same thing I just did. Do I? Maybe I just take ng on init and call a .next on it. Inside it. That sucks, but I'm gonna pause again. So one thing I will say is this feels more like yeah. No, it's not normal to dispatch an action on a route change, an extra one. This feels like using the same reducer for many different lists, which isn't a good idea. So it seems like they're trying to define too many different initial states. So should I pull this out into 4 different stores or whatever it is? 2, 3. I think it'd be 3. Maybe. I don't know exactly. I'm thinking though. How do I influence? Because this is trying to influence initial state. How do I do it? Because the trick I just did with the other one doesn't work because the router stuff isn't in a store. And the app component and whatever has it in a store needs to be a permanent subscriber. And that would be the app component. But the app component doesn't have access to the router data from lower level components. So it seems like I need the app component to subscribe to a store, but I need lower components to actually put the state in that store. But then that's like dispatching an action when a route loads. And that is the same thing as this, what this is doing. This is unsatisfying. The correct answer may be to make a bunch of different stores, each with their own sources. Well, how do I just define different initial states? I could use the same sources and then call a function with its own initial state. Doesn't need to be an observable. Maybe it does. Well, it's not here. I doubt they're... Yeah, you're not switching from username to username. And then even here, yeah, the favorites. It's the same thing anyway. My articles, yeah, it's all the same. Don't know why one has that and the other doesn't, but whatever. They're all getting username. Oh, .parent.params, that's different. This is the favorites. Okay, so void, that's whatever. Okay, let me think some more. Alright, here are my thoughts. I will make different stores, which means I'll make a method. It's just the initial state that's changing, so it'll be easy. And route state. Route state is like the enemy of StateAdapt, apparently. If it were changing over time, then I'd have to figure out a way that'd be a dynamic source, which isn't the end of the world. It's when initial state or path itself comes from an observable that you don't want to do that. And that's what I did in the settings and the other thing that the article edit article that made it so painful and brought up that weird bug. So that will be a thing to avoid. But for now, I'm going to look at what these are the only places that are doing this, and it is totally wiping it out. So it is just initial state, except let's have favorited. So I mean, this will just be the initial state. It'll look just like this. Yeah. Okay, so let's find all these references. And it's so in this component, the article list component, we're going to have, whoa. Oh, that's the only difference between these two. If there's a favorites route, we're loading the same thing, but we're having a different thing in the in the path. It's a different path. Favorites. Okay, so I just need to handle this in one component apparently. If it's got favorites, use the favorite resolver. Okay. Here we go. Article list component. I spent some good time in here now. So this should be comfortable. So this can stay the same. Now let's go to the facade. Article facade. Turn this into a method, I guess. Okay, what are all the places that are using this facade? Find all references. A lot of places. This dot facade dot. Okay, so it's the same thing. It's the same thing, but I will be initializing it the same way I'm initializing this. Okay, I just have to update everywhere. Okay. Article store. No, it's article list store. That's the one. Okay. So, yeah, not quite. Not quite as bad as I thought. Depends on what they're using. So, yeah. Article list. All right. Now we're going to implement this as a method. Yeah, okay. And let's just return this, okay? Should be easy. Okay. All right. Article list initial state. Where? I clicked on the stupid tooltip. Okay. This is fine. All right. You know what? The errors will guide me now. Okay, so let's go to, I guess, article list component, since that's the one that is going to be the weirdest. Okay, now initial state depends on the snapshot. So why? Just stop with the weirdness. Can someone explain to me why that matters? Has anyone ever had a problem with that? Activated route. Okay, this dot route dot snapshot dot URL dot includes favorites. A better way to do this? I don't think so. What? Oh, right. URL segment. Find includes. Can't do includes. What? So what is it? Path dot includes. Okay, there we go. Kind of ridiculous. Initial state equals is favorites. Then let's go to the favorites resolver and here we go. Sure. And now we will just grab it here. No, what? Oh. Snapshot dot. Hope it works. Okay, now let's grab the other one. Here we go. Hopefully this one's saner. This is nuts. This is nuts. I'm going to call this initial filters actually and reduce this repetition here. But anyway, so this came from this.route.snapshot.params username. Snapshot.params username. And now we're happy. Okay. I'm going to call this don't think it matters if it's initial or not. This is peak chaos at the moment. Okay, now we can get rid of the ternary here. Just put this dot filters and all right. Sweet. What's wrong here? What happened? Oh, right. We need the rest. Okay, we're taking list config. Okay, I'm gonna make a change. Where is export const initial list config equals, well, list config, right? That's something. Yeah. Equals, and it's going to be this. All right. Okay. Now I can export that, or import it, rather. Same thing. Same thing. And this is going to take a list config. Okay. Now it's going to article state equals article list initial state. Let's call this list config. I don't care. Okay. Hey, there we go. All right, now that's happy, and this should be happy. So, and what's going on here? This is the component. Okay, so now we're just grabbing it from store. Okay. That was wild. All right, let's fix all the other. Whoa, what? Is that it? No, there's got to be another one. There has to be another one. Home, for example. That one. Ooh. That is interesting. Okay. All right, that doesn't need it. Does that fix everywhere? Oh man, I'm scared. In the store. Makes sense. Favorited? Hey. That is coming from where? No, I don't want to know that. Yeah, that makes sense. Ooh, neat. Oh, actually, I was slightly interested in that. Oops. Yeah, let's take a look. Yeah, that... I don't... I mean, it's slightly more convenient. If I do my articles, then it's going to do author. I mean, this is perfect. It worked. It completely worked, I think. Only because it re-initialized the state. Oh, wait, you know what? Nope. Well, okay, so the issue with the store changing or components changing and putting route data into a store for route data, that's not actually an issue because if it's inside the component, you're getting the observable. You're not tearing down the component, so you have a stable store to work with. Then you can pass that as a source, whatever you need from that, as a source to the method that creates the store. So, yeah. All right, I think it works. Just to figure out why it's not loading anything. If we go home, nothing's loading anywhere. Why? Author equals undefined. What? Article list is the component here, right? Like it's just the same component shows up everywhere, I think. Is this ever gonna load? Come on. Inspect. What is going on? I don't know, but app. We don't need you anymore. What is going on? Inspect. Where did all the elements go? This is annoying. I guess I'll just look at the source code. Article list? Yep, it's there. And the issue is there's no it's not a ternary. There needs to be default that isn't, because yeah, it's going to be undefined username. So okay, let's go to article list. Figure this stupid thing out. Okay, so actually this is the one component where the store, there's just one store, I guess. Okay. All right. Its favorites is user. Oh gosh. Your feed. Is that just things you've favorited? Think people you're following. That's a different author. I guess I can do something like that. We're going to call it, okay, sure. Initial list config dot filters. Okay. But what? that worked, so I'm not afraid of that. Feed. Good. Good. I think this is working, so now I'm going to follow this person. Yeah. That is great. Why have I favorited all these? I don't want these. Oh, these are Jerome's favorited? Yeah, apparently. I can look at those. Okay. Not that I care, but maybe I'd care if it was somebody. So there, now they're showing up on my feed. Here's the global feed. Okay, now let's go to mine. My articles? No. Favorited articles. These aren't mine either. These aren't my favorite articles. What's going on? If I refresh. Yeah, still. What is happening? Okay, what? What? Also, why is that so far over? Just like favorited in the past? I don't think so. Jim Bob 42. I mean, it's sending the right username back down. And it's the feed and favorited? Is this component being destroyed? It better be. Destroy. Hey, Jim Bob. And destroy, yep. So it is reinitializing with empty state. And now we get stash because what? It's possible that this is how it was working already. But I've been wrong before. Maybe it's impossible. Okay, what is it sending? Oh. Okay. I'll keep track of this in an email draft. And then my articles. These are the ones I wrote, so that is what I would expect. These are, it's not feed. Where is it getting feed from? Initial state. Oh. It's not initial state. Where is it being set here, though? Because we look back here at the resolvers, they are pretty dumb. They just... Didn't I delete these? Oh, this is what's his face. That's his code. What did his reducer do? Set list config. You just said it. Okay. So where does feed go? Service? Nope. It's not even near here. So we go to the effects. Query. Oh, article service query. Is it because of default? No. Yes, it is. It's because that logic, it's always going to do that. Even if we're on that page. So it should be all. It should be all. Yes. It needs to be all if it's okay. Okay. That's a fix. I already got it. Okay, get stash apply NgSorv, and yep, I got it. So here, list config. Never mind, I don't have it because how do I need to be able to set it. If it's home, set it one way. If it's not, set it another way. I hope it's not this way. Is home? Is that what I'm doing? Yeah. Okay. Man. It's a little bit janky. Actually, no, this isn't. This is. Can we go back? Okay, refresh. And it's lost. Go home. Oh, it is. Okay, so this is working fine because default is what we have. And then it just depends on whether you're logged in. So I'm just gonna make a method for this actually. Return all this stuff. Okay. Is home. Okay. There we go. Type. this dot is home. If it's home, then default. If not, then all. All right. As list type. Okay. Jeez. Ridiculous. So this is still working. Wait, what? It's starting here now? I'm authenticated, so what? Let's look at this. Init article list. List config type all. If is home default. Okay, let's undefined. Did I not return? Oh, I did. Is in URL. Let's check that out. Maybe it's not ready. Please be ready. List component. Ah, frick. Hang on. What do the home routes look like? Huh. Where does home come from? Why is it in the URL? Ugh. Huh. Why? Okay, but it redirected? Is that what this is? Uh-oh. Oh no, this is for the other one. Favorite. Is home undefined. Find. Okay, well, if it's home, which it's not, but it's not anything. This is the feed. Okay, now favorites. Okay, now we're there. Why? Oh boy, this is getting long. Okay, I'll explain what I did. I just had to add route data. This actually worked. So maybe I could have added a component input to article list to scope it. But then I'd have to do ng on init and then call this and type all these things before initializing them, and I did not want to do that. So just grab the route data. I wish there was a type safe way of doing it. There might be, but this is what I came up with. So, okay. I think we're good. There's one last thing. So it's all working, I think. The issue is it's not saying it's loading. Why isn't it saying that? It's not dispatching the action for requesting. So we've got list config and the request here. Are we? Yes, we are putting this here. So await articles doesn't seem to be dispatching or happening. So this is not really happening. So I wonder why. If we go over here, we just see list change and hey, they loaded. Here they are. And it's making the calls. Yeah, this on the mage page, so feed is actually good, but it's not like where's the adapter? It's not. Oh. Shouldn't this be false? Loaded false? I think this is extra stuff I have to add since I'm not doing some extra weird thing that they're doing. Oh, maybe it's the... No, it's not the... It's not the resolvers. It's not those. It's still getting destroyed, right? Yeah, should be. So this... load articles. It's just saying loading true. Should loaded false be part of that? Because so I did a get stash and I saw that it's showing loading. Okay, I'm just gonna go to home component and subscribe to loading and just make sure. Okay, it's not being listened to there. Is loading. Where is it? Here we are. Right? So I'm true. Okay, we're gonna do a new thing. Subscribe. Okay. Uh-oh. Extra. Okay. True, false. Yeah, so that state change isn't happening at all. Yeah. Right here. Oh, it's not destroying the component. That's good. This shouldn't be. Just remembered. Okay, it's just doing a bunch of these. Of. I should be creating a new one. It's because it's not completing? Dang it, does this actually need to be a tap? A side effect? Does it only emit the first time? I know it emits the first time. It has to. Is there like a request somewhere? Yeah, right there. Okay, shoot. It's inside a switch map. That observable. Okay, so let's go here. So this is the thing that's being created each new time. But this only gets subscribed to once. This gets called only once. And when it does that, article list request. That becomes, so this gets created. And this wraps around that. So, creates one observable and subscribes to it. And it never stops. Inside of it, you have a switch map going on. But this, this observable never emits the of ever again. How do I? Yeah, from the perspective of this is just going to be emitting over and over and over again. Well, this is completing, right? No. The inner observable is. The outer observable is not. So if it has of again, it doesn't matter. So if I make this start with something, doesn't matter. So I need to make a custom thing here. Something custom. Custom sources, custom HTTP sources with the right error handling and everything. Loading. How do I get of to emit multiple times? Well, it's a concat. That's how it's implemented. And inside it has of. Let's look at it. Oh yeah. Here we are. Yes, there's the concat. I think I just need to do a start with here, huh? So this just keeps emitting. So, I mean, how do you know when internally it's going to start working on something new again? No. That is a problem. Dang it. So I could split it out similar to how I did the like action sources, event sources like this. So I define it separately. How does that help? Obviously, it would. I mean, I already am doing that. So if I do this and do of, like to source. So if I make this a source and don't subscribe to what this returns. Let me try that. To source, and it's gonna try this, and oops. Sure, let's do this again. That won't be happy, but then if we just do this, also payload, that's okay. Yeah, it's totally okay. Wait. This is just gonna emit. Yeah. It's gonna keep subscribed. Okay, so what I need to turn this into a concat inside here. With of and request. Yep. That's what I need to do. Okay. Or start with, that works. Since I start with, is it, did I grab it? Yep. I wonder, it needs to be a concat because it's going to emit something completely different. Wait, start with. No, this won't work because this will chain off of it. So if we go here, this will emit if I define it with a start with. This is a minor concern. I'm going to not worry about it. I mean, it's not that minor. Definitely don't like it. It seriously sucks. But it is not the end of the world. Finalize. Nope, that just is when it completes. Which it will. What if I get it to not complete unless it gets unsubscribed from. So if I do a share on it, let's see. So if here, oh, it already has a share on it. How does that affect it? Finalize. That's what I want to do here. So I'm going to see if this finalizes. I don't think it will. It might. It will. It self-completes. Right, yes it does. Because I remember in StateAdapt I had to add an extra source that never completes so that the entire store doesn't complete. Okay. Because if all the sources complete, then it was just going to complete. So really? Never, huh? Cool. Now I need to remember why I had that question. So success, and so the HTTP thing, this never completes because of share, possibly. I don't think that's it. I don't know exactly what it is. It's the switch map. Yeah, it's the switch map. This isn't an actual HTTP request observable. It is a switch map stream of a bunch of HTTP requests. So, of course, it's never going to complete. So, what does that mean? What do I do with it then? Man, I'm going to pause and think because my memory is just like, it's almost 4 a.m. right now. So I gotta think and wrap up quickly. All right, so it actually is an issue, but I can't figure it out. I tried to do, yeah, so the inner one completes as soon as data comes back, and I wouldn't want to make this a pattern because if I wanted to keep it, if I wanted to maybe do like a merge with something that never completes, and then do some kind of like finalize thing. Is there a way for ArcGIS to let you emit something right before finalize? I don't think there is. I remember looking once, but there wasn't. I don't think. Anyway, so the issue is you have one observable that contains all of the responses, and that is what gets concatenated with an of in front of. So how do you know when the inner observable is going to be emitting a new one? You would need, I don't think you can do this, but you would need to pass in the source observable, right? I think. If it's a switch map, if it's a concat map, then this is disconnected from when this will be loading, the inner observable. So yeah, what you would need is to perform some side effect in here, or like in the tap or whatever. Well, in here. And yeah, you can emit something. So this is probably what you have to do. You probably have to make this Yeah, this is going to be permanent. So somewhere inside of this is where the action's going on. So you can emit something, and so that would be here. You could attach this. You could do a concat with an of here with a special payload that this ignores or passes through as a request thing and not a return thing. So map, it would just check and then return. Okay? You just check and return. So this is similar to WebSocket. No, WebSocket, you don't really have a loading state. It's just always there. But yeah. So I could provide getHttp requests as something here. So I concat with that. And you don't have to worry about what the payload is or anything. And then it will emit every time this gets created. That's probably what I have to do. But right now, so I'm perfectly okay with this pattern. This thing, if someone else complains about it, fine. This is still good for 2 sources, even on the post requests. But this one bugs me a lot more. So it's going to be on my mind. I will probably create something to help. But even still, it's still kind of annoying to have to do this. Extra characters to type. But what else are we going to do? I mean, this is kind of weird though, because request, like, this is something weird that I've noticed. When you subscribe, that's not an action that's dispatched from the point of view of the component especially. But even here, it's a little weird that the first thing we're going to do is act like something happened when nothing really happened yet. So the fact that this emitted is a sign that there is loading state. A new thing came out. So there would be this is deterministic. It's a selector that's grabbing from 2 different stores, and if it's default, then keep it. If not, do this extra logic. With this other thing, we're emitting something new. So we need there needs to be like an interdependence is it like some kind of dependency between the state itself. Because whether something gets requested, that is deterministic. It depends on what the state is and what's subscribing. I mean, if something is subscribing, if state is defined at all, those are some requests. And if the state's in a certain condition, like this, it's not that it's a certain condition, it's that it's a new condition. So every time it changes. So that's not deterministic, is it? So this state, the article list, this observable is defining itself. It knows what it depends on. Okay. But in the adapter, no. Should these It's like a synchronous dispatch. That's what I'm looking for, like a tight loop. So that right here I can define some special thing where so if I gave it a selector, so if I define something like state trigger, I don't know. Oops. List adapter, and I gave it list config. No, it'd be more like an array. And it would be this as the first one, this as the second one, and then, so that's a selector, and then a state change as the third one. So this would be like await articles. And the reason I want to do that here is because this is where I'm saying this dependency exists. So if I had a way to pass extra state, like state triggers, but it's almost like it's meant to be this way anyway. This is part of the fundamental state pattern, but it's not really, because it might depend on external state too. because it would be cool, because if this triggered, so set list config, this would configure so that when this event emits, this would happen. It would make this state change as well after. This would be like a chain reaction. And it'd be synchronous, and it would be part of this update. I have thought about this before. What if you could define a state change in terms of other state changes? Make it like a pipeline. Would that be good? But if I define it down here, that really should be defined here. If it is an internal trigger, then that's part of what the adapter is supposed to do, is manage all that internal stuff. This is like the mediating thing that's in between all of it. It'd be nice if this were just defining itself. What if there was a way to pass this in and say that it's synchronous, that it should be tied to whatever action came before? So we do have this extra action that gets dispatched. We just like how would we even know that? I don't want to do asynchronous DevTools stuff that like NgXS does. How would it know that it's chaining off of this? If it evaluated it ahead of time, now that causes side effects. If anything like this is going to happen ahead of time. This is what I'm going to be thinking about. But anyway, we're close enough. This isn't a big deal. It's a minor degradation in experience. It's not that big of a deal. I just want a perfect way of doing everything. So anyway, I'm already here. Let's click on this. Let's Edit it. Okay, alright. I'm happy with everything that I have done recently, so it's doing this. So let's do get diff stat. It's not gonna add the adapter, so I will add it on my own. What? That's so much. I mean, granted, this is long, 115 lines. Yeah, that makes a big difference. So 115, that would be 6 less, so 109, 209. Okay, so 209 minus 372. Jeez. It's a big difference. That's 44% less. That's still a huge deal. Why was it so much less? So the article facade, this is where the side effects happen, I guess. Got rid of actions. The adapter was a big chunk that we added, but it got rid of all these effects. Well, that's what the facade did. Got rid of the reducer and the selectors. Okay, this added just a tiny bit. Why? What was that? Oh, changed where it imported. Article list, just basic template stuff, and then the list component. This is where the resolver code went. Just put it in the route data. Now we know synchronously that, okay, we need this initial state instead. That's so much better than other things. It's just unfortunate that it has to be done on the component. But route data is known in the component. This is like the asynchronous way of doing it, or the reactive way of doing it. Component. Oh. Okay. So that's a big chunk that got deleted. Home routes, a bunch got deleted there, some got deleted there. These got deleted, a bunch got deleted there. Alright, so I guess it makes sense. Well, that was tiring. I am just wiped out once again. Yeah, it took a long time, but I only have one part left, and that's to make the, oh, this will be so easy, I think. Yeah, the settings component and the article edit component. The form state, just creating a selector that ignores the default state from the form, and populates from the external selector, the external state first. That'd be great. So I'm going to do that next, and then I think I'll just walk through. I'll push this up, and then I'll see what it would take, like what the pull request looks like in general, see what patterns there are. I'll do a final diff, because that will include the files I added. It'll be nice. Like, I've been kind of doing it all along. I think this is, yeah. And it's a big deal. It's pretty different. It's like less than half the lines of code. And some of this is just, the ratio is skewed because there's a baseline added from just lines of code that I fixed because of the arrow function rule with prettier that I changed. So, but anyway, doesn't matter. There have been other places where I sort of cleaned up things I didn't need to. So in the end, it's going to be, I think, pretty representative. And like adding a store service separate from facade, that would only affect like 5 to 10% of the lines of code. So I'm not worried about that at all. I'm just gonna go with this. I think facades are superfluous, but they're not bad, but I don't really care about them. So yeah, as long as things are reactive, I'm happy. And I don't like that everything's messy and one-off and side effects everywhere, and tracing where things are is just chaotic. I don't like that. So that's the main benefit that I'm looking to get, and I don't really care that the facade is kind of a little bloated. I like smaller projects or smaller files in general, but this is at least a step up from what it was before. And honestly, it's pretty simple. You see all the data flow all at once. All the asynchronous stuff is done in the sources, and then after that it's pure functions. And anyway, so I'll walk through it all. I don't know, I'll figure something out, but some kind of overview needs to happen. This has been a long project, 7, and I'm done. I think I'm done. Let's see. So that's the other thing. I wanted to swap out. I have no reducer files anymore. That's great. So I'd like to swap out NgRx entirely, and that will involve some work getting rid of the common stuff. And then it'd be cool to switch back to the main branch and compare like the builds and see and compare the size. That might be fun too. Yeah, but there are also 2 more big projects that I want to work on that might be even better for that kind of stuff. So I might just pass this off. It's a slightly boring app anyway. I'm looking forward to. So one is actually used by people, and another is like a fun one. So I'm looking forward to getting to those. So anyway, all right. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any thoughts or suggestions. Thanks. Bye.